Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maryam, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 20 things that I wish I knew before starting the University of Waterloo. So as you guys may know, I recently graduated and I did one of these videos in my 2A term, so that was like over 3 years ago, which is insane. But now I'm back to film another video explaining 20 things I wish I knew once I graduated. So this video is going to be very interesting to look back on and think about things that I wish I've done differently or wish I just knew in general before starting the University of Waterloo. For those of you who don't know, I studied computer science at the University of Waterloo and thankfully made it through. So here are 20 things that I wish I knew. Alright, this advice, number one, is probably going to be the most important advice of this whole video, but it's to find a community and join something that you're passionate about. Whether it's a religious organization like MSA or an Arab student association like WASA, or it's WICS, Women in Computer Science, or it's a chess club, whatever it is, make sure you join something, because that's gonna be something that you go to relieve stress and to find people that you can talk to that's not about your program or about school or about exams or about things that stress you out. So please join something that you're passionate about. Number two is similar to that one, and it's just do intramurals with your friends. I think it's a great way to see your friends once a week, to play a sport together and possibly win. I did intramurals one of my terms and that was so much fun, even though we lost every single one of our games. Like, we didn't even win one single volleyball set. But it was still a great time, so highly recommend. Number three is always say yes to a coffee chat. I always think whatever you put into the world is going to come back to you. So if someone messages you on LinkedIn asking for coffee chat on how you got into the University of Waterloo, say yes. Because you never know when you're going to reach out to someone for a referral or a job application. Like, always say yes to coffee chat. I've mentioned this one before, but be nice to everyone. You don't know how people are going to come back into your life, especially with how everyone's kind of connected in very mysterious ways now. So yeah, be nice to everyone. Next advice is ask. Ask for help at office hours. Ask for a referral. Ask for co-op help. Ask for a mock interview with someone that you see on LinkedIn that has your dream job. Ask for the things that you want, because if you don't ask, how are you going to receive, you know? So make sure you ask. Next one, it's okay to fall out with friends and roommates that you once thought you were going to be best friends with for the rest of your life. Like, I've been there, done that, and it's okay to fall out with people in high school. Like, you're gonna grow, and some people just grow separate ways. So don't feel bad if you're not friends with everyone that you thought you were going to be friends with for the rest of your life. Next is maybe a little controversial, but I don't think Waterloo is all that. Like, when I was in high school, everyone was like, Waterloo is a place to be, like, if you want to be successful. But after my internships and co-ops and talking to people from different universities, meeting different people, I realized that, like, you can make it where you want to be if you put in very, like, hard work. I do think that Waterloo makes it not easier, but more accessible, because it's like such a targeted school and there's so many alumni that are at these big tech companies that it's easier to connect with people, but you still have to put in a lot of hard work to get it. Like, interviews are not just handed to you. I think this one's an obvious one. Number five, knowledge over co-op is so much more valuable than knowledge in school, but you kind of just have to push through the annoying courses that are really not that useful, especially the math classes that really taught you a lot of things that you don't really need to know. I know, I've been there, I've done that, and I'm like, why am I doing this? But honestly, I think those math classes really teach you how to problem solve better, because that's a skill that you're going to use everywhere, especially in software engineering. So make sure you keep that in mind. Just like, you know, like, you've got to push through this so that you can get a job or do research or whatever you want to do after your undergrad, you know? Next one is, I guess it's like comparing life when I was in high school to now. I think the biggest difference was, like, everyone's on their own now. Like, you don't have the expectations that you did when you were in high school. Like, you had to go to class, or you had to do X, Y, Z, or like your parents signed you up for things. Now you're kind of on your own, so you kind of have to figure out what extracurriculars you want to do, what's your school routine going to be like, who do you want to surround yourself with. Life kind of just gets harder in that sense of, like, you need the motivation to do the things that you want to do. Next one is very simple, but please find a hobby that's not school related. It's gonna help you in so many ways, I promise. Next is grad day made me realize that there's so few girls in computer science. I really didn't think about it or see it when I was on campus, but on graduation day, when I was seeing like how many girls were crossing the stage, I was like, wait, there's like only like 25 girls. And like, that's when I realized that a lot of them I knew as well because of women in computer science, or we had a girls in CS group chat. So yeah, that's something I wish I just knew. I kind of did know going in, like there's 24%, but I also know that each year it's getting higher, it's getting better. So hopefully by the time I come back to Waterloo, it's gonna be a lot better. Similar to that note is I wish I did exchange. Low-key after my Southeast Asia trip, I was like, I wish I did exchange because the people that I knew that went to exchange did so much traveling, and I'm like, wait, this looks so fun. And I guess I also didn't have the grades for it, but if you can, I highly recommend to do it. Oh, this one is going to be a very important one as well, but save up for a grad trip. Oh my gosh, my grad trip was like the most amazing thing that I've ever done. I never understood the hype around like Southeast Asia, but oh my gosh, it was like incredible. I went to Vietnam and Indonesia and I loved it. Like, oh my gosh, it brings me so much joy, like thinking about the trip, and I just wish like I saved up more so I could travel more. So yeah, just save up as much as you can. I'd say like on average, people do spend like 5 to 15K, depending if you go to like Asia or Europe, or you could do like South America as well. I know that's a little cheaper, but yeah, save up money. I know we do co-op, so that's a great way to save. But yeah, that's a pretty big thing that I wish I thought of more. Next is apply to Waterloo scholarships. There's a lot of them, like a lot, and people just don't take advantage of them. Sometimes you're like one of 3 that is applying, and you never know, you might get it, so apply. I would recommend if you're in first or second year to plan out your courses. Like start searching for the classes that you want to take way advanced, because you'll realize that a lot of classes are not offered in the terms that you're on school. And that was my case because I wanted to do a specialization, human-computer interactions, but I ended up having to drop it because a lot of the classes that were required to get that specialization were just not offered in the terms that I was doing in school. So I really wish I did a lot more research in figuring out what classes I wanted to take, especially with like the specialization I wanted to do and when to take classes, because you'll realize that a lot of classes are only offered in specific terms. So yeah, please do your research as soon as possible. This might just be my case, but I felt as I got older, there was a lot more pressure with university. My classes did get more, I guess, relaxed because I took easier classes, but I felt more pressured because of like expectations of figuring out where I'm gonna work afterwards, who I really want to surround myself with, and all that. So I feel like I wish someone told me that like life kind of does get harder as you get older, even though you're not taking as hard classes, but you will still be able to figure it out. Even if you're in CS, you can take other departments' classes. Sometimes you have to email them to ask for permission, especially for like engineering classes, but just remember that just because you're in CS doesn't mean that you only have to take math classes. And the electives that are required for you, you can also take classes from other departments, especially if like engineering classes are more interesting to you. Next is, just because you're studying software engineering or computer science or engineering doesn't mean that you have to be an engineer. Like, I wish someone told me this, because I think what my plan is, like, I'm gonna do software engineering because I actually really do enjoy it. Like, I really like the problem solving skills, but I think one thing that I noticed is that it's not as creative as I want it to be. And talking to a lot of friends and mentors in upper years, a lot of people say this, like they're gonna do this for maybe 10, 15 years, and then after that do what they're passionate about. And you know, I still don't know what that is, but hopefully throughout my journey as a full-time engineer, I'll be able to figure that out. And maybe it will be software engineering. I don't know. ChatGPT makes everything faster. And that's all I'm gonna say. Next one is something that I wish I knew, is like co-op is more about finding what you don't like than it is about what you do like. So keep that in mind, because I remember doing a lot of co-ops and like, I really don't like this. Like, is this my future? And it's really not. A lot of companies are different. A lot of there will be something that you will enjoy, or parts of something that you will enjoy that you'll find in a job. And maybe your job will not be your greatest source of joy, but you'll find other things outside of work to fulfill that time with hobbies, friends, whatever it is. Next is Waterloo rent is really expensive. Like, don't be surprised if you're paying $1,200 for a place. I know that's hella expensive, but the closer you are to the university, the more expensive it's gonna get. Especially if you're on Phillips Street, like, be ready to pay over $1,000 each month for rent. And Waterloo Works is not the best place to get co-ops anymore. I remember in first year, Waterloo Works was great. Like, I got like 2 job offers through Waterloo Works. But as I like went through the years, I got none of my jobs from Waterloo Works. Like, I got all of them through externally or through the conferences or hackathons. So yeah, always keep that in mind, and like, don't be afraid to ask people for referrals on LinkedIn. Next one is nothing is that serious. Like, no matter what problem you're going through, whether it's drama with your friends, or it's a class that you failed, an interview that you failed, or a class that you hate, like, nothing is that serious. But your mental health and your health in general is just so valuable. You don't know what is gonna happen once you lose the most important thing in your life, which is like your health. So please take care of yourself, and just remember that at the end of the day, nothing is that deep. And the last one, and it's also a very important one, I'm guilty of this one, is be nice to yourself, because at the end of the day, it's you and yourself and the God or universe or whatever you believe in. Because if you put out a lot of pressure on yourself, it's just gonna make things a lot more stressful for you. And I realize that with stress comes with bad decisions and not thinking straight. So always try to like calm yourself and tell yourself that you got this, like you literally got this. So hype yourself up. It's not that hard. Actually, it is hard in times of like doubt and stress, but I don't know, always like do self-affirmations, or have a notes page with like hyping yourself up quotes or whatever works for you. Make it work for you, because that one's a really important one. You need to believe in yourself, and you need to have hope that you can do it. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until my next video, peace.